Have you ever stared down a problem so massive it felt like it was actually swallowing the room? Today, our monsters don't carry swords. They look like crushing final exams, paralyzing social anxiety, or a bad habit you just can't seem to break. Overcoming these obstacles requires a shift in strategy. The real difficulty isn't the size of the giant standing in front of you, it's the internal stance you take when you look up at it. Long before Prophet Dawud, peace be upon him, was a king who commanded nature, he was a shepherd. His brothers and his community largely overlooked him, seeing only a boy tending to sheep. Out in those empty fields, he built a foundation of absolute reliance on Allah. He spent his days in quiet, consistent worship, refining his character long before he ever needed to refine his leadership. Capacity for greatness is forged in obscurity. The discipline needed to change history is often developed in the moments when no one is watching and no one is clapping. The test of that discipline arrived on a battlefield where an entire army stood paralyzed. The giant Jalut, Goliath, stood before them, a specialized engine of war that no soldier dared to face. Dawud stepped forward without the heavy bronze armor or the spears of the professional soldiers. He approached the front line carrying only his shepherd's staff, 5 smooth stones, and a conviction that surpassed his physical stature. He paired his prayer with precise physical action. He selected his stone, loaded the sling, and focused his intent on the target with total calm. He released the sling, and the small stone found its mark, bringing the massive giant crashing to the earth. Victory followed the alignment of effort and trust. By taking the brave first step directly into the line of fire, Dawud demonstrated that a small stone becomes a decisive weapon when backed by faith. Following this victory, Dawud's life changed. He became a celebrated hero and eventually a powerful king. He was granted miraculous gifts, wealth beyond measure, and a voice so resonant that the mountains echoed his praise. But power brings its own specific gravity. In a palace where every word is law and every courtier offers constant praise, the ego faces a much more resilient enemy than a giant on a battlefield. To counter the distractions of his own kingdom, he maintained a rigorous spiritual schedule, fasting every other day and standing in prayer through the night. He treated his authority as a temporary loan from Allah rather than a personal possession. True power is ultimately an internal state. The same humility that allowed a shepherd to face a giant is what allowed a king to remain grounded while the world bowed before him. Dawud's life provides a 3-part framework for navigating the pressures of the modern world. It begins with courage, taking the first step against daunting pressure, even when afraid. This is balanced by humility, a safeguard ensuring praise doesn't disconnect you from reality. Finally, consistency, using your talents to serve others rather than simply drawing attention to yourself. Real success is not measured by the size of your audience, but by the strength of your character and the depth of your faith. You are navigating a world full of giants, but you are not alone. You rely on the exact same source of strength. What is the biggest giant you are facing right now? Share your challenge in the comments so we can support each other through our collective struggles. If you found value in this story, like the video and subscribe for more insights. We ask Allah to grant us the resolve and the enduring humility of Prophet Dawud. Until next time.